116th place for the feature race. So was that a strategy called by Max Felty on the pit wall?
Good question. It may well be, but it's certainly given them maximum points available from that race. And when you can consider how hard these guys worked, they had a gearbox problem earlier on in the weekend and they had to do an all-nighter, got no sleep at all. What a reward from Neil Yarni.
Fully deserved. Neil Yarni, virtually, I think he's got shares in Sepang Circuit. He's just loves this place so much.
Well, look what it's done to the points. France now leading the points on 31 ahead of Malaysia. Then Switzerland tied with Malaysia in second place. Ireland in fourth, but of course starting on pole for the feature race. New Zealand are up there as well. 5 nations covered by 5 points. So it's good stuff. Not good news for Great Britain. Failed to score with that gearbox problem. And South Africa involved in that little incident earlier on with Malaysia. Monaco outside the points, and poor old USA obviously outside the points, involved in that initial accident. But for Team Switzerland, their first win of this season, remember, for the reigning title holders, so that's getting them back on track.
Yes, I mean, they've had a difficult start, Zandvoort in the rain, and of course only getting the car literally on Friday morning, and then disappointment in Chengdu. They expected more, though they did have a little problem with one of the rear shock absorbers. That may have had a bearing on the handling in the race in China. But here, back on form, and really one has to say, along with Ireland, Switzerland have to be the form teams right now.
Fares Fawzi very disappointed, of course, had a puncture in that incident earlier on, still getting a nice reception from the crowd, and they were really cheering for him when he made a place early on in the race. 2 places, of course. He gained advantage from that little action that was going on ahead of him. But Neil Yarni in as race winner, clambering out of the Swiss machine, which is working very, very well now after various little troubles. He's sorted it out, the team have sorted it out, and he's back to where he knows best. That's his 10th victory as an A1GP driver. And this is 7th win as an A1GP driver, 10 pole positions, of course, but a very impressive run.
Well, he's going to have a different problem when he gets into the feature race, starting all the way back in the 8th row. I can't believe he only qualified 16th.
Over to scrutineering, and that's for there to be weighed, of course. Earl Bamber, great 3rd place for him. He did give up that 2nd place under instruction. Got the message from race control that unless DK did that, he would actually get a drive-through penalty, which would have been far more expensive. Sensible there.
Yeah, a drive-through penalty is approximately 30 seconds that you would lose, so therefore you'd have finished somewhere probably about 11th or 12th in the case of New Zealand, had that been the case.
So up onto the podium they come then. Neil Yarni for the first time on the top step this year. He won last time in Shanghai towards the end of last season. Loic Duval finds himself exactly where he did last year. 2nd place in the sprint race behind Neil Yarni. We've got a new 3rd place finisher here at Sepang, and that